The inaugural Gauteng Investment Conference is underway at Melrose Arch, north of Johannesburg, to position the province as a key investment destination on the continent. Convened by the Gauteng Provincial Government, the conference exploring investment opportunities in sectors like infrastructure, industrialisation and township development, among others. While the conference forms a central part of President Cyril Ramaphosa's ambitious target to lift economic growth to above 3%, announced during the 2025 State of the Nation address. Deputy President Paul Mashatile is addressing the conference. Let's take a listen in.
Industries, including automotive, finance, manufacture, mineral beneficiation, agro-processing, and tourism. The story of Gauteng's economic transformation is one of resilience, innovation, and strategic investments. From its humble beginnings as a mining hub in the late 19th century, Gauteng is today the industrial and technological hub of South Africa. Today, Gauteng contributes more than 34% of South Africa's GDP, making it the country's economic powerhouse. The province hosts the headquarters of major corporations and multinationals, making it a gateway for investments, not only in South Africa, but across the African continent. With this rich past and a strong base, we need to think about how to grow the economy and make this province more resilient for decades to come. As leaders in different fields, we need to keep working together to make Gauteng a strong and thriving province for its people. Political leaders must implement initiatives, policies, and innovative strategies to advance Gauteng, while the private sector must generate employment, provide goods and services, contribute to industrial development, facilitate diverse business operations, and to boost provincial revenue. We need to emphasize that we are committed to building a future for Gauteng that is marked by sustained and impactful economic growth. This notwithstanding some of the challenges that we face as a country and globally. As part of this commitment, the former Premier of this province, Mr. David Makhura, accompanied by his advisor, Mdu Mbada, Brian Hlongwa, Ntombi Mekwe, and I went to China in 2008 to benchmark the country's plans for future development using this province as a pilot. When we arrived, we were presented with the Beijing 2065 plan. This plan presented a futuristic city development with advancements in technology, sustainability, transportation, green infrastructure, and a focus on clean energy. That visit laid a foundation for us to focus more on future plans and initiatives to build a Gauteng province that works for all of us. We learned that planning is critical for reaching goals because it gives you direction, lowers potential risk factors, and helps you to use your resources more effectively, all of which leads to improved outcomes. As a result, and through many studies, we are pleased to witness that Gauteng has now developed long-term plans and innovative ideas. This plan includes, amongst others, the Growing Gauteng Together 2020 initiative, GGT 20, which responds to a crucial issue of how we can build Gauteng of our dreams, the kind of society envisaged in the Freedom Charter and our Constitution. The GGT 2030 Plan of Action also seeks to develop a sustainable, capable state where millions of people will be empowered to take charge of their destiny. The development of the growing Gauteng Together 2030 plan of action was guided by the Indlulamity Scenarios 2030, specifically Nai-Lewok scenario, which identified social and economic drivers that could significantly improve the lives of citizens with pro-poor income distribution, inclusive growth, and meaningful social cohesion. It was also done using available data sources, such as a linked macro-micro model for South Africa developed by the Applied Development Research Solutions, which considered asking the what-if question as a guiding principle towards policy making and social change. We are therefore of the conviction that the updated GGT 2030 will lead to increased growth in tourism, trade, catering, lodging services, agricultural exports, worker productivity, and key sector competitiveness, particularly as it emphasizes the need for industrial policy enhancements, such as industrial financing incentives to stimulate industrialization and alleviate trade imbalances. Distinguished delegates, another great intervention in this province was the Integrated Transport Master Plan for Gauteng, which is a 25-year plan developed in 2013 to address transport challenges and ensure sustainable mobility in this province, focusing on integrating various transport modes and promoting public transport. The Integrated Transport Master Plan is already advanced in its implementation of programs to integrate land use and transport planning in the Gauteng City region, focusing on sustainable socio-economic development and job creation. It continues to prioritize public, non-motorized, and efficient freight movement, addressing mobility and accessibility needs, and accelerating digitization. The Gautrain, a world-class rapid transit system, is a shining example of forward-thinking infrastructure investment. It is a rapid, efficient, and reliable public transport system that enhances the economic functioning of the Gauteng area and improves the quality of life of its citizens. The Gautrain system was designed with the potential for future expansion and the addition of new routes and stations. Premier Lesufi, we are delighted that plans are in place for an upgraded Gautrain rail service, which is intended to provide for previously underserved communities where the majority of workers reside. We also commend the plans to expand Gautrain into Limpopo, featuring a 420-kilometer high-speed rail line connecting Pretoria and Polokwane, aiming to enhance transport and economic growth. Since it will be able to reach the majority of people, the plan will increase its financial viability. Ladies and gentlemen, The reason I'm highlighting so much of Gauteng's activities and plans is because of my conviction that if you fail to plan, you are actually planning to fail. Consequently, such failure causes us to fall short of our ability to achieve our commitment to provide fundamental services required to improve the lives of our people in a positive way. Therefore, at this conference, we need to come up with concrete plans and concepts that will attract investments into the province. Most importantly, the provincial government should collaborate with the private sector to develop effective strategies and innovative solutions that generate employment opportunities and further expanding industries to advance Gauteng. We must therefore reinforce the province as the epicenter of innovative ideas that can be implemented throughout the country. Our plans and commitments at this conference should concentrate on unlocking Gauteng's economic potential, which will directly contribute to growth of our national economy. We need to understand that Gauteng has long been the economic engine of South Africa, and its success is intrinsically tied to the prosperity of our nation. As I've said earlier, the province alone is the largest contributor to the country's GDP, accounting for approximately 34% of the national GDP. I believe that Gauteng can further increase GDP contribution by diversifying its economy beyond its traditional strength and markets. This means that the province can also focus on investing in emerging sectors like technology, innovation, renewable energy that have the potential to drive our future growth plans. This does not imply that the province should disregard its current initiatives. Rather, that it is essential to maintain investments in infrastructure, such as transport and logistics, to attract additional investments and stimulate economic activity. Infrastructure is sometimes referred to as the wheel of economic activity, since it creates an environment conducive to productive activities that promote development. Moreover, the province should invest in education and skills development programs to ensure that the workforce is equipped to meet the demands of the growing economy. The highly sought-after skills include digital literacy, data analysis, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and renewable energy technologies. Therefore, investing in Gauteng is not just about financial returns. It is about investing in the future of our people, our communities, and our nation. It is about creating sustainable partnerships that drive economic development and social progress. I need to also add, ladies and gentlemen, that Gauteng plays a critical role in President Cyril Ramaphosa's ambitious target announced during the 2025 State of the Nation address to lift economic growth above 3% of GDP. I'm therefore confident that the province can achieve more than 3% economic growth, provided there is a clear planning and efficient resource management. Indeed, to create this virtuous cycle of investments, growth and jobs, we must lift economic growth. I believe that this conference offers a platform to set even more ambitious investment targets. The national government has committed to increasing investment in infrastructure and people while upgrading and maintaining the infrastructure we currently have at our disposal. We have committed to spend more than 940 billion rands on infrastructure over the next 3 years. This funding will support our roads and bridges, infrastructure rollout, build dams and waterways, modernize our ports and airports, and also power our economy generally. We are committed to public ownership of strategic infrastructure for public benefit, while attracting the private sector investments to enhance services and focus revenue on public service provision. Ladies and gentlemen, Gauteng is well positioned to overcome its current infrastructure deficits and create a future-ready urban landscape to meet the needs of its growing population. It is also crucial for the province to integrate its departmental coordination and avoid working in silos when addressing its infrastructure requirements. Gauteng's regional integration is therefore crucial in this regard, as it focuses on creating cohesive, sustainable, and economically including Gauteng City region, emphasizing collaboration between government, business, and civil society to address challenges and unlock the region's potential. We must work together to create sufficient, agile, and well-functioning infrastructure that supports industrial growth, promotes innovation, and attracts domestic and foreign investors. Physical infrastructure also needs to be sufficiently robust to withstand the impact of climate disasters, while also incorporating clean energy technologies and systems to adapt to an ever-changing climate environment. Above all, Gauteng needs to invest in maintenance of its infrastructure to ensure long-term functionality, safety, and economic viability. The Gauteng Provincial Government and the City of Johannesburg needs to invest more in infrastructure programs, particularly within the inner city. In August 2024, the National Council of Provinces of the 7th Parliament in Cape Town called for the government to collaborate with the South African Local Government Association, SALGA, to form a committee to conduct annual assessment of city cleanliness and give awards to the cleanest city. In February, SALGA NEC Lekgotla committed to what they call Clean City Campaign, to clean towns and cities. We want it to start here in Gauteng, especially here in Johannesburg. The goal is to set an example for other cities to follow suit, attracting more investors and creating jobs for local economies and communities, especially the youth. Such revitalization must begin with fixing potholes and general maintenance of the current infrastructure. Even in this conference, we must not shy away from this. It breaks all of our hearts to utilize roads that are not fixed or maintained over a long period of time, when municipalities have the resources at their disposal and an obligation to do exactly that. Ladies and gentlemen, to attract more investment, a province must enhance its ease of doing business. Through the Township Economic Development Act, the province is moving in the right direction. The Act is a component of the Gauteng Provincial Government's effort to formalize and create township enterprises to make them easier to manage and support a healthy township economy through infrastructure and finance. It encourages the township-based businesses to join the mainstream economy and occupy space in the Gauteng city's region's special economic zones. Further, the Department of Small Business Development and the Department of Cooperative Government and Traditional Affairs are collaborating to offer local municipalities guidelines to reduce red tape and support small businesses, thereby reducing regulatory burdens, creating an enabling business environment, and maximizing business opportunities. Honorable Premier, we know that crime significantly impacts investment, both directly through increased costs and indirectly by deterring businesses and investors, and ultimately hindering economic growth and development. It is for this reason that we must work hard to eliminate crime, including extortion by those who want to exploit the state and its people for their own selfish gains. Government is working to restore law at construction sites and combat criminal extortion. Since November last year, the South African Police Service have investigated 745 construction-related cases, leading to 240 arrests. Gauteng and the Western Cape are primary locations, highlighting the scale of the problem. In the fight against crime, we appreciate the province's efforts through its crime prevention wardens, in the Wardens Initiative, who are tasked with augmenting crime prevention efforts in Gauteng. Our vision is for a peaceful and secure Gauteng, where economic growth is inclusive for all to prosper. Ladies and gentlemen, we strongly encourage investors to capitalize on Gauteng's strategic location, which offers a competitive edge in the Southern African region for trade and investment. It is the gateway to the rest of South Africa and the African continent. As we gather here today, let us reaffirm our commitment to building a future where innovation thrives and where entrepreneurship flourishes. To put it simply, at the end of this conference, we need to be able to identify investment possibilities in areas like manufacturing and industrialization, ICT and the digital economy, infrastructure and transportation, green energy and sustainability, boosting small-medium enterprises, as well as ensuring that we attain inclusive economic development. I therefore encourage investors to explore Gauteng's numerous opportunities, collaborate, innovate, and invest in projects that will yield returns and positively impact on the lives of the people. Together, we can create a brighter future for Gauteng, one marked by growth, prosperity, and sustainability. We should continue to attract investment in our province and country to alleviate poverty, drive inclusive growth, and create jobs. I wish this inaugural Gauteng Investment Conference all the success in its deliberations and plans that will be adopted going forward. Program Director, I thank you.
Well, that was Deputy President Paul Mashatile delivering the keynote address from the Gauteng Investment Conference in Johannesburg.